Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start very shortly. Just wait a few more minutes for others to join our session today. Good afternoon. Okay. All right. We're going to start our virtual open day for the School of Health and Social Care. My name is Andrea Nunes. I am the marketing manager here at David Game Higher Education. We also have here Constantina. She's part of the marketing team. She's going to be talking shortly with us. She has some questions to ask you guys. And so what are we going to be addressing today? We're going to talk about course information. We have invited a student to talk about their experience of being a student. We also invited the Wellbeing and Advice support. We also have invited our careers advisor. We're going to address as well admissions process. What do I need to do in order to apply for this course? Okay. We're also going to touch upon a student finance as well. Am I eligible to apply to get the tuition fees covered? And between sessions as well, please feel free to ask your questions. You can raise your hand or also you can type your message in the chat. Okay, so that's the panel from today. May Prosperino will join soon. Fiona, Andrea, Roger, Sarah is our student, and Maitili. So I'm going to just stop sharing for a moment, and I'm going to invite and welcome Andrea Ariel. She's the head of academic development here at Dave's Game Higher Education. So hi, Andrea. Thank you very much for joining us today. And here we go. Also, Prosperine is our lecturer, Prosperine Chibuli. She's also joining us today. Thank you so much. So, Andrea, I would like to kick off and just asking you a question. Why students, those who are considering to join a program in integrated health and social care, top up, why should they choose Dave's Game Higher Education?
So good afternoon, everybody. It's very nice to be invited to this panel to start with. So why David Game? I would say keyword, it's our experience. We are an institution that has been in education since the 1970s. We are an institution that in particularly with higher education, we've been delivering higher education very successfully since 2013. Healthcare in particular since 2014, and you have a good quality of lecturers, a great deal of support as well, a support team that is absolutely fantastic. And it is all about forming the healthcare professionals of the future, and we excel at that. So if you want to work in health and social care management, this is definitely the right place for you to be in.
Yes, perfect. And Prosperina, now over to you, Prosperina. What students will be learning throughout this top-up program in a year in integrated and health and social care?
Technically, there are 4 modules that will be studied for the duration of 1 year. We have Introduction to Safeguarding, and this is a module that looks at current perspectives and the history of safeguarding in this country. They will look at the importance of different pieces of legislation and how these legislations have evolved throughout the safeguarding procedures. The students will also have an opportunity to do applied practitioner research. Most students who already have the knowledge about how to do research, so they will develop on the skills that they have gained at level 5 and be able to apply to do research. Now, when I say applied research, this is not a research that they go and do in the field. It is just to complete a research proposal. And then the students will also go and do leadership and management qualification. This module exposes the students to leadership qualities, to how organizations within the health and social care operate at leadership and management level. It looks at different theories of management that students could learn and use in their respective work should they aspire to be managers. And the students will also learn the contemporary issues and interprofessional practice. Now, this module is actually divided into 2 parts. There's the contemporary issues that happen currently in the health sector. For example, COVID-19 could be a contemporary issue. Pieces of legislation like duty of care is a contemporary issue. Safeguarding issues are contemporary issues. So anything literally contemporary that impact the healthcare, students will learn on this one. And we have the second part, which is interprofessional practice, and which is the main aim of healthcare generally, which is advise that practitioners from different backgrounds, doctors, social care workers, healthcare workers, nurses, doctors, local authorities, social care, literally everyone, schools, they need to work in partnership with one another. And these are some of the modules that they will learn. And these are the modules that actually very helpful modules because they answer issues, healthcare issues that are currently observed in the UK.
Perfect. Yes, it's so practical, isn't it? That seeing such issues and how you'll be a better professional deliverer under these issues. So, Andrea, you touched upon the beginning about the quality of the teaching team. So, who will be teaching this program?
Well, I think we pride ourselves in saying that all of our teachers were or are still our practitioners, which is a big, big thing for us. So you're not going to have somebody who's purely academic teaching you. You're going to have people that have worked in the field or are still working currently, imparting that knowledge to you on top of imparting the knowledge that you need theoretically as well. And I think that is a big component. We have from individuals that have worked as managers in big hospitals internationally, even not just in the UK. We have advisors to the NHS. We have people that worked in social care or still currently are working in social care. And that brings an enormous impact on the delivery of the teaching, because we're not just giving you the knowledge, we're also giving you the skills that you need to be a healthcare practitioner.
And also another important thing that for those who are listening to us, either in our Zoom here, webinar, and also watching online, what full form does the teaching take place? What students could expect once they join the program in September? I mean, in October, to be more precise.
It's going to be face-to-face. So we are opening up back again, which is great. And you can expect a face-to-face delivery with all your lecturers, access to all of our facilities. Everything is normal. We will have a little bit of what we call blended learning, because that just works really well. So you will have little videos that are recorded, little activities that your lecturers will ask you to do before you come to the class. But that is just really a very useful tool for you. So if you miss something in the class and you want to remember what Prosperine, for instance, which will be one of your lecturers, what did Prosperine say? Well, you have that little video that will remind you of the key concept. So I would say primarily face-to-face, but yes, there will be a little bit of blended learning still there.
Yeah, so a lot of lessons learned within the past, changing everything online, and how students love some parts of being online, and that's how we adapting constantly as well. So Prospering, it's another question that I have to you. Students sometimes when talk about exams, they get really frightened, So in terms of this program in the top up, do we have any exams involved, or how these the courseworks are assessed?
That's a very good question, Andrea. We don't have exams, written exams, where you sit on a desk and then you're writing exams. Someone is in front of you, observing you write or monitoring exams. No. What we do have, assessment on the top-ups are two main parts. We have what we call formative assessment, and we have summative assessment. Now, there are two different things altogether. So let me explain the formative assessment first. The formative assessment is an assessment that gives an opportunity to students to gauge at what level they are working at. Do they understand the module? Okay, so this formative assessment is just to give feedback, which can be both verbal feedback and written feedback as well. So to see, are they working, do they understand the module? Have they understood the concepts? And that guides them into the summative assessment. Now, the formative assessment is not graded. So on your, usually we put a 0. So if a student sees a 0, they haven't failed. It's only the way it goes because it's not graded. And the formative assessment builds into the summative assessment, okay? So the summative assessment is a graded assessment, and those are assessed either in essay form. There can be research proposal and impact assessments. And we also have case studies, because we are talking about practical work we do here. Sometimes we do use case studies for the students to be able to analyze, to evaluate the current affairs, what is happening in the care, and can they put those into perspectives, how they put those into perspective. We do have scenarios as well. So those are the main forms of assessment that we use on the top up.
All right, and perfect. So we know, Prospering, a student's journey is not easy. It's challenging, isn't it, being a student? What kind of support students can find available during these studies in the top up?
First of all, obviously, the lecturer is there available for them to ask any questions that could be challenging to them, anything that they want to know, or also share knowledge with their peers. So we do encourage peer support as well, because remember, healthcare is not about hospitals only. We incorporate the local authority, we incorporate the social care, we incorporate so many areas, and peers do work in different settings. So we do encourage peer support that can be supportive, where different examples are used to solicit different understanding. And as I said, the lecturer is there. We also do have the study skills team that can do help with the writing skills. And we also have the fantastic librarian who can help with the referencing. For example, we know we have a lot of information from different angles, podcasts, with articles, PowerPoint, everything around YouTube. So we want students to be able to use all the resources around, and we do use them. Usually what we do is in the 3rd or 4th week, once the students have their ID numbers, the librarian will be invited. And so they'll talk to what they can, the kind of service that they do here, but with the summarizing and referencing, the librarian is of very good help together with the study skills team and the peers as well.
So true. Students can be reassured they're going to receive a lot of support. I listen sometimes a lot to students feeling a bit scared in being at university. environment with young people or just 300 people sitting down with you. So we take proud as a college that we offer these personalized services to students. You will have access, open access to lectures through many services, not only academic, as Prosperino pointed out, but in many different ways, which we're going to cover today. So, Andrea, as we said, we are so excited to return in September. When they join here, we are in an amazing location. What kind of facilities the students going to find available here at the GHE campus?
Well, there's a range of facilities. And in fact, what I would like to do is talk about the in-campus facilities and the online facilities as well. So in campus, you have, as Prosperine said, a library and a really wonderful librarian that will help you with any of your requests. It's very helpful. It's very good. You also have access to any of our services, from student services to welfare, which Fiona will come in later. We have a careers advisor as well, which can give you consultation one-to-one on how to improve your CV, on how to market yourself, how to get a better job. Many of you, particularly in healthcare, are already working in healthcare, but you want to progress to the next stage. That's why you're doing a top-up degree. And where do you go for the next stage? The careers advisor is the ideal person to give you that, map you that service. Obviously, then you have everything else that a university has, like from a cafeteria to, we're going to have events like careers days, and we have plenty of, I would say, an animated environment that you can thrive as a student. But we don't just offer facilities in campus, you also have facilities online. You have what you call your Moodle, which is your virtual learning platform, where you can access every single element of your coursework, and you can access your lectures, you can access recordings, which is brilliant. We also have not just the offline library or the campus library, but we also actually have an online library. So if you need to access journals, if you need to access anything related to your course, you can do that. And don't forget that because this degree is a degree that is delivered by us, but in partnership and franchised by New Bucks University, that means that as a student with New Bucks University, you have access to their stuff as well. So their career service, their academic writing service, their library online as well. You have access to all of that, plus everything that we offer.
Perfect. Do we have any questions from all of you who is watching or attending here our webinar? Please raise your hands or just type your message on the chat box. We'll read it through and ask Andrea and Prosperine. You're definitely going to be taught with Prosperine, and you're going to see definitely Andrea around as well. You may see her at some point as well in the top up. Oh no. So, Constantina, before we close this session with Andrea and Prosperine, then we're gonna jump with Sarah, which is she's our student. Just over to you, Constantina, so you can ask the questions.
We have prepared a few questions to gather your thoughts. I will be sharing my screen. If you could please log in to Kahoot, that's the website here on the top. It's very easy. You will have to go to this website and then add our game theme, choose a nickname, and you will be ready to be part of our quiz. Okay, so we're ready to start with the first question. So it's a true or false question. And the question is, this degree course is offered in partnership with New Buckinghamshire University. Is this true or false? That's great. Everyone answered correctly. The top-up course we are offering is in partnership with New Buckinghamshire University. And I'll move on to the next question. A top-up course allows you to top up an existing qualification into an honors degree. Is that true or false? Great, we have a very strong guest today. Everyone answered correct both questions. Thank you so much. You can keep up the Kahoot page open as we will be coming back to the questions.
I know Andrea gave a clue with regards to who this course is delivered in partnership with. And again, as a reminder, for you, in order to join the top-up program, you have to have a level 5. But we will discuss this as well at the end of the presentations covering in the admissions process session. So Andrea and Prosperine, thank you so much for your time. And I would like to introduce to all of you, Sarah Haid. Hello, Sarah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We're all good, all good. Thank you so much for joining us today. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Sarah, I would like to kick off. Obviously, students definitely should be quite interested to know about a bit more about your experience. When you searched for a course or a place to study, what have made you just choose David Game Higher Education?
Well, I did my level 3 with London Progressive College, and I really didn't think of pursuing anything else because I didn't have the confidence. But the lecturer who runs the college had confidence in me, and he kind of pushed me into applying, and he chose the college for me because he said it would be the best for my learning skills. And it also was local to where I live in Tower Hamlets, and it was just a good location. It just fit me really nicely. And he also supported me, what kind of things to expect in terms of the interview and how to prepare myself. He even helped me to do the application. So I was really, all credit to him, really. That's why I'm here.
Great, perfect. And since you started, what has changed in your life as delivering the service, since you started? What kind of skills that you had that you felt now is enhanced? What value since you start studying change in your life?
Oh, so much. Recently, I've been promoted as shift leader in a care home, and I never.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, and I've had some really fabulous teachers, and Prosperine is one of them. And what I've benefited from the course is reflective learning, and I've had better relationships at work. I've been able to understand what the manager does, because before I would just clock in and clock out. They would take all the responsibility, but now I have a shared responsibility. I have a better understanding, and I wouldn't consider myself as academic, but I'm a hard worker. So I've had to kind of move from digital technology, overuse of that, to more reading, and that's really helped me become more focused. So I have been promoted in the care setting, and I have a good, closer relationship with the manager, more empathy with what is understanding. And I just think that the sky's the limit, really. I think without this course, I would still be kind of a very low paid carer, whereas now I'm a shift leader in a space of a very short period of time. And that's only credit to the fact that the students come together in a WhatsApp group, constantly supporting each other, as well as nobody feels like a failure in the college. I left school without qualifications, but I was always told that, people measure intelligence in different ways. So there was no judgment on my past history. It was more of my current ability. But I think the excellence of the teaching is that the people have had experience in the working environment. I think they're teaching academically as well as they understand the setting that we're in, and they advise me on what to do when I have particular instances. We have a vibrant debate, and I would say the best thing is that I can see I'm a leader now, going tonight to my night shift, and I can't quite believe it. It was because of this course that I'm doing.
Fantastic to hear your positive feedback so far. So Sarah, as well, it's very important, as you mentioned, night shift, I'm sure you are mature students with various commitments like families and like majority of your students. So how you manage, is it feasible, working full time and also studying at the same time?
Well, in fact, I have two jobs. I have one part-time job with the council, which is quite flexible, and I have two night shifts now, from 1 to 2 night shifts. And so, fortunately, the night shift starts from 8 o'clock in the morning, at night time, till 7 o'clock in the morning. So the schedule of the study means that I've got good relationship with my teachers. So if I need to leave early or I need to start late, they're very accommodating. And also, I've got a good relationship with my employers. I told them specifically that my study is very important to me. So if they can't accommodate me, then by all means, they will have to reduce the hours. But obviously, they've been very accommodating. It's extremely been tiring for me, 2 jobs, study, but I'm very committed. I'm literally around the corner from completing my level 5, and I just can't believe it, really.
It goes so fast.
I've got so many bags under my eyes. By Christmas, I will be able to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, and also you have the summer break as well to regain the energy and the strength to continue.
Soon, oh my God, a bit more sleep then.
I'm sure you will. And so, Sarah, as well, how so far the college is supporting you achieving your goals, your career goals, your professional goals, and
yeah, I think the good thing about Dengen College, I do intend to get people to enroll in the college, only because it's conducive to the young people, and it's conducive to somebody who's very mature, who's had a very not good education, but it's also for academic people as well who want to succeed. So yeah, it's helped me a lot. I can offer ideas. I've had meetings with management on aspects of equality and diversity. I've had to access the health and well-being service because obviously with the lockdown, it had a lot of mental pressure on me. And this isolation, I'm a people person, so not seeing people is just not normal. So the well-being service has been absolutely fantastic. Fiona, I don't know if Fiona is in that. I think I can see her name. Yeah. So Fiona has been.
she will be appearing very shortly.
Oh, okay.
But she's here.
Yeah, so Fiona's been a great listening ear, and every time, I flash her a message, I said to her, can you not set up like a sanctuary room? There's some people that pray, some people just want time out, and she's been looking into that. She's followed up on all the ideas. So I think the places are very listening ear, whereas some places do not listen. It's very bureaucratic, but here it's a very open platform, so people can you can suggest things, like a coffee morning, or maybe like a massage therapy or a beauty event. They won't say no. They'll just say, let me discuss it with the management. Oh, this gives you a lot of confidence because, you need people to listen to your ideas, So it's all good.
Yes. And Sarah as well, what about, if you would give a tip today to those who are still thinking about choosing a course or a place to study?
Yeah.
And what kind of recommendation you would leave to them?
I think my recommendation is the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? I think the dropout rates are, I don't know, I haven't seen anybody in my course drop out. I've seen people come together in times of difficulty, and I highly recommend it. And I'm very committed to getting people into this environment. It's very good for mature students. It's also very good for young people as well.
Mm-hmm.
It fits within my lifestyle. It's because the timetable is quite flexible. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I never expected to pass the first year. So it was quite a surprise when I was told. And now, things are coming to a situation where I would like to continue the relationship I have with the college. I don't want to just finish and get my level 5 and do my top up. I actually want to actually contribute because it's actually changed my life. So yeah.
I am so glad, Sarah, to hear your outcomes and how you've been progressing.
Yes.
So, Sarah, thank you so much. I'm just going to ask, our guests today, if you guys have any questions to ask Sarah, so you may have a question or advice that you'd like to ask to Sarah. Please, as a reminder, we're going to add our email here in the chat. You can contact us later on and we're going to address any questions that you may have. So, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well,
And it's been a pleasure to listening to you.
thank you
And
for having me.
I wish you all the best. A good break, a good summer break.
That's what I want.
And obviously, and I look forward to see you on the campus in September.
Can't wait.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank
So
you.
now, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now we're going to introduce another person from DGHT team, which is Fiona. Actually, Sarah also talked about Fiona, about her services. And so Fiona is our student experience, head of student experience and well-being. So Fiona, welcome to our virtual open day. Thank you so much. And I'm sure you have a lot of important and useful information to share with our guests today. So over to you.
Yeah, so thank you for that lovely introduction, and thank you so much, Sarah, for that very nice shout out. Yes, so I'm Fiona, I'm Head of Student Experience and Wellbeing, and effectively I'm managing what we call the Advice and Wellbeing Service, AWS, because we're awesome. I'm literally sending you a very warm welcome. It really is in London, not sure where you are, but London is pretty warm today. I want you to know that David Game Higher Education really takes our students' well-being very seriously. It's part of our core mission values. It doesn't matter what age you are. We have students aged 18 right through to 60 plus, and what stage of life you're at, be you married, divorced, single, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's going on in your personal life, we are here to support you in every way. The Advice and Wellbeing Service is exactly what it says on the tin. It is here for you as a service to support you in things that may happen to you outside of your academic life that impact on your academic life. Because stuff happens. We're people living our lives, particularly this last year. We've had a really tough year with COVID. And you know what? It's going to carry on going forwards. The impact and the echoes of it are going to be going down through the next year or two or more. And sometimes you just need a little bit of support with that, or somewhere where you can get some quick information. I find particularly older students are a little bit more reluctant to ask for support because they think it makes them look needy or pathetic or whatever. But please don't. This is what we're here for. It's a free service. You're never going to get this again outside of the college. If you don't know the answer to something, just ask. I don't mind what the questions are. It doesn't matter how trivial or silly it seems to you. It's not to me. And most importantly, it's a confidential service. So anything that you discuss with us is confidential. We only share it with people within or without of the college after discussion with you or with your permission. So in terms of advice, what kind of things can we offer? Well, so you might have difficulty with money. Money is a big issue for many of us this last year. Maybe lost our jobs, maybe been on furlough, maybe changed our jobs, maybe actually had a good experience, but not quite sure going forward because we've got so much more to juggle now. You're not just working, you're maybe not just managing a family, but you're going to have to manage a minimum of 20 hours study a week, a week as well. That's maybe new. Some of you probably haven't been in college for a very, very long time. Most of you might be studying in a different system. So it's all new and different to you. And it takes a long time, at least a term, to just settle in and find your rhythm. time management is a really big thing, and I'm sure our colleagues are going to help you with that, with the study skills, the careers service, your lecturers, and so on. But if you just want somebody to kind of pick up the phone and say, look, I'm having trouble organizing this, that, and you just need somebody where you can say something out loud to and then go, oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't need advice. I just needed somebody to listen without giving me their opinion or their judgment. So that's what we're here for. Relationships go wrong sometimes, as I said, financial matters. Sometimes you're struggling on the academic side. Maybe you're not getting on too well with a lecturer. You're not quite sure how to approach a lecturer. You're concerned that if you declare something, it's going to impact that kind of thing. So practical matters, housing, maybe you're moving properties, you need some help with a contract, something like that. In terms of well-being, if you're not happy in your home life or in your life outside of the college, things aren't going very well. It doesn't matter how fantastic your lectures are. It doesn't matter how fantastic our state-of-the-art facilities are. You're going to find it difficult to study. So we're here to try and help you a little bit with that. One of the things I specifically want to talk to you at an open day and thinking about coming wherever you end up, but hopefully here, is disabilities and long-term medical conditions and learning differences. Lots of students don't realize that they may have a medical condition that actually, in terms of English support and through the Student Finance England, is classed a disability. That can be something hidden, like a mental health issue. It could be something like autism. And you may not realize that you can apply, if you're eligible for Student Finance England, and the fees loan plus the maintenance loan, that's important, that you might be eligible for something called the Disabled Students Allowance. And you can get a great deal of support from the government. It doesn't cost you anything. You may get a mentor, you may get one-to-one tuition, you might get some specialist equipment, maybe you're visually impaired, something like that. You don't have to struggle on your own. If you aren't eligible for DSA, then there is a system in place within David Game to support students. So again, you would just need to talk to me. Any information you want to know, that's on our website, because I know I'm talking a lot of information to take in. Just go along to the section that says students. Maybe somebody could be kind enough to put that up, the link in the chat box for you. And it just says disabilities support at David Game. The other really big one that students come across is learning differences. What do I mean by that? I mean dyslexia or dyspraxia. Quite often in that first term, if you're struggling a little bit, you might think that that's because I haven't been in education for a long time. I'm now working at a level up. I've never had to learn, or I've had to learn a whole new language. I'm studying a new course and I speak English really well, but maybe this language that's specific to this course, I've never heard before. And you put it down, potentially English is your second language. You put it down to your language abilities. But actually, if you find you're still struggling at the end of the first term, maybe you know that you're really smart, you're really enjoying the course, and you see that your colleague you think is as smart as you, their English level is the same as yours, but they seem to finish everything much quicker than you. They read stuff much quicker than you. They're not struggling with time management, and you might start to think you have a learning difference. Don't think about it. Come and talk to me. The college has a free screening tool for you. We can tell you free of charge whether we think it's likely you have a learning difference, or it's just your English or just your study skills. From that, if we think you do have a learning difference, then we have a really excellent system in place. We can refer you for a full diagnostic assessment. The college can help with the cost of that. Again, all the information that you need is on our website. And again, totally eligible for Disabled Students Allowance. For a small investment, you could potentially get quite a lot of support. Again, one-to-one tuition, specialist one-to-one tuition, for example. So, again, once in a lifetime opportunity, don't miss it. No question too small or too big. Wellbeing, as I said, we really want to take a holistic view. So try and keep you as well balanced as possible to juggle all those different things. Of course, life is always, never ever evenly keeled. Sometimes you over one side or the other, but we'll do our best to try and support you through as much as we can. And if we can't, we usually know somebody who does. We will also have from September a really nice mental health app, a Wellbeing app that you can use, and a process where we have a 24-hour helpline that you can ring up and get some support. You may be able to get some counselling if you need it, that type of thing. So the college is very, very supportive of students as much as we can, because we all want the same thing. We want you to do the best of your potential, and you want to get the best of your potential. Why, keep getting 60% when you know you could get 75%, and we can help you do that. Okay. I think that's probably all I want to say. I mean, you will see us a big presence if you come on campus. We have lots of events. Sarah mentioned a few. We do coffee mornings. We do lunchtime, evening events we've done online this year. We do mindfulness sessions as well. Those will all translate into real life events, but we will keep a combination of both going, because we recognize that students some students prefer to do stuff from home, have discovered that's much easier for them, especially if you have a family and children. And sometimes it's easier to do it at college. So we might do lunch and learn sessions or early evening sessions, something like that. The service is also available on Saturdays. So if you're a flexi student, then we would be able to see you in person as well. Okay.
Great.
So I hope to welcome you all in September.
Yes. Does students, the people who are watching us, they can email you?
Yes, absolutely. If you have a question you don't want to put in the chat box, but you'd like to ask me directly, again, it doesn't matter that you're not a student at David Game. If you just want to email me directly, please make sure that you say what open day you came to and that it was an open day, because otherwise I don't know who you are and what kind of question you're asking. And whatever you ask, of course, my response will be confidential, and that will be between us, if you just want to know more about how you can navigate the course.
Perfect.
Okay,
It's always, as we say, we find your presentation really, really insightful and informative. There's a lot that we are learning in the past year with advice and wellbeing services, how students is improving academically in many, many ways as well, not only academic and as a person. So we cannot stress enough how Fiona's doing an amazing job with our students, as you've also heard from Sarah. So thank you so much, Fiona.
Yeah, last year, just really quickly, Sarah is a very good example. If you're interested and you want to engage, we love to do projects with students. Nobody knows the students better than the students. Nobody knows better what you need. So you need to come to me with projects, and we can work together to make things happen for you.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So
thank you very much for inviting me today.
Thank you, Fiona. And before we talk with our careers and employability advisor, I'm going to hand over to Konstantina. She has further questions for you to add in your Kahoot. So Konstantina, over to you.
Thank you, Andrea. So if you could all go back to your Kahoot page. I hope you're still logged in. So we'll have one more question for you about careers. Careers fairs are organized every year during your studies. Is it true or false? And we have a tie, but it's true. We do organize career fairs every year during your studies. Please don't log out. We will be coming back to Kahoot again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Konstantina. Yes, careers events. I'm going to invite now Roger. He will talk about what kind of services are available. Hi, Roger. Welcome to our virtual open day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, hi, good evening from a very warm Nottingham. But yes, thanks very much for inviting me.
All right, over to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and share my screen.
Sure.
Let's see if it works today. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a short presentation. Oh. Okay. there we go. Yes, just done a short presentation about the Careers and Employability Service and what I do as part of that service and what I can offer you as prospective students. So, yeah, so as I said, my name's Roger Martin. I'm the Careers and Employability Advisor here at David Game. And some of the things that I do here as part of the career service that we offer. So things like career exploration. So if you're unsure of your kind of next move, I mean, I understand, the kind of area that you guys are in. There are just so many different options available to you once you finish your studies. And it could be that you're not quite sure which direction to go in, which option is going to, kind of suit you the best. So, yeah, so that's one of the main things that I do here is sit down, talk to students, and we explore different career ideas and what they feel would suit them. But it might be that you already have a really kind of clear idea of the direction you want to go in, or potentially you're already in a particular area of health and social care, and you want to progress within that existing role that you already have. So that's a kind of a different kind of set of things that we need to kind of look at to help you, support that kind of transition from the position that you're in now, once you finish your studies, to kind of move your way up the ladder. So, I mean, with either of those, career exploration, career progression, things like job search is going to be of paramount importance. How do you get that next role? How do you find the right job? And areas like applications, CVs, interview techniques, LinkedIn, and a lot more other things. That they're all kind of things that, or all things that I also support students with. These are things that will also be available to you. And all these things are supported by, kind of careers information and labour market information as well. So looking at job search more specifically, because at the end of the day, I would imagine for the majority of you, that's why you're studying, because you want to progress your career. And as I said before, in order to do that, then job search is going to be an integral part of that process. So things like CVs, covering letters, understanding how to present CVs, how to target them, like do a great profile, understanding things like keywords. Those are all things that I'll cover with you. Application forms, including why the job specification is so important, but also understanding things like competencies and values of an organisation. Lots of organisations these days, especially in the public sector, but not just within the public sector, have their own set of competencies and values. And it's really important to understand those, because when you're doing your application, when you're trying to write about yourself and your experiences and give examples, you need to understand the competencies and values of that organisation. And that can vary from organisation to organisation. Things like interview techniques. Obviously, the vast majority of us get nervous at interviews. So things like, understanding how to deal with your nerves, understanding, how to deal with difficult questions. If you can't think of an answer, the strategies that you can use to kind of overcome that scenario. Those are all things that we also cover if interview techniques is an area that you feel that you need support on. And also LinkedIn, how to improve your profile. LinkedIn is such an important tool these days for anyone who's really serious about their career, and understanding how to get the most out of LinkedIn. In other words, how to get recruiters coming to you rather than you having to go out and find vacancies yourself. That's really important. Understanding LinkedIn is really important to kind of get to that situation. So, how to find out more about different careers, different kind of jobs, occupations. Well, I'll help you find out general occupational information. So if there's a specific role that you're interested in, I can support you and help you get more information about it. Look at it. We'll look at labour market information, LMI as it's called, including things like salaries and growth rates. So, understanding the areas that are growing and the areas that are perhaps, kind of plateauing is really important, because, most people want to try and find a career or develop a career in a growing area. So understanding these things and which ones are growing and which ones aren't is really, really important. But also supporting you develop your networking, because networking is such an important element of job search and career development these days. You may have heard about the hidden job market, for example. Lots of jobs never really kind of appear, and it's really useful to understand how to find these kind of hidden vacancies, if you like. And one of the ways of doing that is by growing your network. So things like joining professional bodies and other similar organizations, the use of LinkedIn again, as I've already discussed, but perhaps also using your own connections that you might have and that you don't kind of fully utilize as yet. And also things like contacting employers directly as well can be something that can be really useful and effective. So, whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's further study once you've completed your study here at David Game, whether it's find the right kind of career that would suit you, or develop one that you already know that you want to do, or one that you're already in, then together we'll kind of work out a bespoke plan, a customized plan just for you. So it's going to be different from everybody else. So it's going to be a plan just for you to kind of, help you get the most out of your study at David Game, and to kind of, to help drive your career forward. So, just a bit of detail in terms of my availability for when you start here at David Game. I'm normally around Tuesday and Wednesdays. You can email me to r.martin@dghe.ac.uk. And hopefully, if you join up with us when we return to the college building, I'm kind of seated near the library. So, I'd be delighted to meet you, once you start. But even now, if you've got any kind of queries or questions, relating to careers or anything like that, then, by all means, get in contact with me. Very similar to what Fiona said as well. If you do that, absolutely great. But if you can just let me know that you attended an open event and which one, then at least I'll know, kind of where you're coming from and be able to answer your query more effectively. So that's all from me. Short and sweet. But yeah, I really hope to see you at David Game next September. So hand back to you, Andrea.
Thank you so much, Roger. This is a service as well that our students are exploring a lot, and Roger, he's adding a great value. Sometimes it's quite difficult task, you have now your academic knowledge, now how to get into the job market can be quite challenging. And Roger is here to support you as well, so it's great. We do organize various events to support you, bringing employers here in our campus and personalized service as well. So thank you so much, Roger, once again for joining us.
I'll just stop sharing. There you go.
Thank you so much. And now, obviously, as we going through our agenda, we're going to talk with Maitli Thevrandon. She is the head of admissions here at David Game Higher Education. And we're going to address a few questions about admissions process and student finance. So Maitli, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Andrea, for inviting me. Good evening, guys.
Looking to this program, the Top Up Integrated and Health and Social Care, which documents students need to have in hands in order to apply?
So for the top-up health and social, integrated health and social care, we will require to see the H&D health and social care. Or if you have some similar qualifications related to healthcare, we would accept, but it needs to be at level 5. Or you have an overseas qualification you think which is equivalent to level 5, you may be eligible for the top up. But we will need to see your qualifications to see whether you can go for the top-up degree or not. So the 2 priority documents is your passport, your qualifications, and of course, if you have a settled status or resident status in this country. And we have also accept other additional documents such as CV, personal statements, and proof of address.
All right. And if students wants to join this program starting on the 4th October, what is the deadline and what is the admission process looks like?
The deadline to apply for this course will be the 10th of September. Applicants have to apply internally through our website. Once they've submitted the applications, we will be reviewing their documents, and if they're meeting our entry requirements, then we will be booking them for an interview with us. Once the interview has been successful, you will be issued a conditional offer from the college, and your unconditional offer will be issued by the university, Buckinghamshire University. The unconditional offer will be released via UCAS. So we will help you how to apply through UCAS. We will tell you what are the process and what are the steps. So in terms of application, we'll be applying online through DGHE and then through the interview. And if you've been successful, then the next step is finalizing is applying through UCAS.
All right. And also an important thing, there is obviously the tuition fee costs that are involved to study in any university or institution here in the UK. So I'm sure, obviously, could you please talk about in general, because we know it's case to case sometimes scenarios. What is the eligibility criteria to be accepted for student finance to have the tuition fee and also the maintenance?
So if you hold a British passport for a student, you will be eligible for a student finance. If you're an EU national and you are currently working, you can apply as an EU migrant worker. But please be aware, if you have an EU national passport and you've been here more than, if you entered this country after the 1st of January 2021, you will not be eligible for the student finance. But if you've been here before that, you will be eligible, but you must have either a pre-settled status or a settled status to apply for the student finance, of course, for the tuition fees and maintenance loan. Like you mentioned, Andrea, every application is different. Every application has different requirements. So we would have to assess each individual case by case. And we are happy to help you with assessing your documents, reviewing your documents, just to make sure that you are eligible to apply. So you can always give us a call, or you can either send us an email, and we are happy to help you with your applications.
Indeed, and also as we back in a campus as well, we would welcome you if you want to visit us and see the premises as well. What we've been sharing today, you're more than welcome. So do we have any questions regarding either the admissions process or from student finance application? Let's see if we have any questions. You can, if you want to speak as well, you can just raise your hand and I'll allow you your microphone to be switched on. Again, if no further questions, what we're going to do, we're going to be adding here our admissions email, okay? Please, as we said, we are going to support you, okay? Make sure that you are in the right course, okay? Throughout the application, internal application, plus the UCAS application, also support you applying for the student finance as well. It sometimes can be quite daunting and scary. And I just want to reassure you, you don't need to do this on your own. We will support you and submitting, make sure you have the right documents, make sure obviously you're eligible, and ensure once everything's ready, you're gonna send a pack, you know, to the Student Finance. So make sure everything's correct. We are going to support you. We don't charge anything to look at your documents or make sure that you're eligible. Okay, so we're gonna add our email address here. Please notify us that you've been listening or watching the open day, virtual open day, and you want more information and on your case. Okay, so we're gonna add here and address your question personally on an individual basis, I mean. So I'm just going to, we have only our final quiz question, which we're going to see if it's still working. So Constantina, over to you. Let's see.
Back to the quiz. You might need to log in again. Sorry, lost connection. So you might need to enter the PIN again at your screen if it logged you out. Okay, I will address the last question now. How much would DJG pay you to refer a friend, to refer a student? There are 4 options. Please choose the one you believe is the correct answer. We do have a referral scheme, and we offer 2 different prices to students, current students that refer new students to DJG and they enroll with us.
It's true. This is a fantastic opportunity. If you know someone who also wants to study with us in the same course as you applying, considering to apply for the integrated and health and social care, you could earn £300. Okay. Obviously, those terms and conditions as everything you sign up for. But if you know someone they may not interested in the health school, but interested in business, if you refer someone to our college to study at DGHE and they join the business degree programs, okay, then you can earn £600. All right. Further information as well, email just everything to admissions and we will explain a bit further how it works and if obviously how you're gonna receive the reward. So we're gonna close this session today. Thank you very much everyone who's been with us the whole session, this webinar. We hope you found useful and informative, and we hope that you have all your questions answered. What my advice to you as well, please do your own research. This is a very busy time. Make sure you choose the right place, the right course. And again, please contact us with on our phone as well or by email. Let me just 020322000347. If you drop us a call as well, please, we will help. We are here to support you. So thank you very much and speak to you soon. And I look forward to see you in September. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.